Hey everyone! Welcome to That's Peculiar. I'm Nathan.
I'm Andra.
And Andra has an episode today.
I do.
But I made my own laundry detergent today.
How was that? Oh, that is so weird.
What?
Okay, I'll tell you, but tell us how you made your laundry soap first.
Oh, okay. So I got Castile soap in a bar. And that was like $5. And then I got Borax, which was like $4 for a whole box. And then I got Arm & Hammer soda wash box, which is like $5. And I literally refilled, it was a quarter cup of the bar soap, the quarter cup of both Borax and soda wash, and then just like a gallon of water. I mean, had to melt all the soap and stuff. But we'll see. It's cooling off. You're supposed to let it sit overnight, and then you can use it in your regular washing machine. And so we'll see. There's no scent, but I don't care. As long as my phone is as long as my clothes is clean, and then we're still going to use like fabric softener, but we'll save tons of money on detergent. Yeah. If it works.
No, it does. I've used that specific one.
Okay.
It just doesn't work if you decide you want to do reusable cloth diapers.
Oh, yeah.
There's something like missing in that.
We don't have to worry about that.
I know you don't. I'm just telling anyone else. It works great. Just not if it's missing some sort of compound you need to like break down the diapers.
Interesting.
Well, this is hilarious because shout out to Miranda. Hey girl, hey. She actually recommended that we did tips and tricks on the podcast.
Oh.
And so I started with that today. So you get double because Nathan just showed up prepared without knowing it.
I had no idea.
And then she also, by the way, said our sound quality is way better.
Ooh.
Since switching.
Well, it's funny that you say that though, because I haven't switched like what I'm using to edit. I've only switched to what we use to record.
Yeah. So I think there's something in there. She said it sounds way better for her at least.
I agree.
And the only thing for listeners that is missing is that video. So that's why now we don't have video like when I post a clip of us, but I think it's not missed.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
I think we'll work on the video portion, but like I would rather have good audio because what is a podcast? It's audio.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I think.
Yeah, you're listening to it in your car. I listen to a podcast while I'm driving, doing laundry, doing dishes, doing chores, really. Just to keep my brain occupied.
Right. Well, my tip of the day is about gardening.
Oh.
Because it's garden season, and I thought that would be helpful. Because here in California, we finally just got our last frost, which means we've had starter trays going, but I did mine on Mother's Day. So, if you sprinkle,
have a greenhouse?
No, because it's now warm enough here, which is why I waited to do it on Mother's Day, and I just did starter trays. But we do actually have a greenhouse. It's just Lauren's, and Lauren has like two built she has one garden, and then on Sunday, Mother's Day, we worked in the garden getting it set up for this next year, and her plan is herbs up top and food and flowers down below.
Oh, cool. Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to your trip. Your take.
What?
Your tip.
And trick. Here's one for you. Don't try and say those words together really fast.
Apparently not.
So if you sprinkle crushed eggshells around your garden plants, they help deter slugs and snails while also adding calcium back into the soil.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you want to rinse the shell first and get all the goop out of it. Let them dry and then crush them into like sharp small pieces, and then specifically put them around things that need like calcium. And it actually usually the back of like the package kind of tells you, but like tomatoes, peppers, flowers, Some gardeners also swear by burying, like, banana peels and stuff, but I haven't ever tried that.
Huh. I knew that people used eggshells. I didn't know that it was a deterrent, though, for
Yeah,
slugs.
and
Huh.
coffee is pretty good too,
And I knew
it's
people would do it for coffee because I remember at Starbucks, we had that
Mhm.
coffee grounds bin that people could come and take
Yeah,
them.
people would just come and take our coffee grounds, that's so funny. I
Oh,
forgot about that.
we're also getting an espresso machine this week.
Yay!
Yeah, so we're gonna have espresso and we can make lattes because it has a milk steamer also.
Next week, you should
This
make,
week, it's
an
coming on Friday.
no, next week when we
Oh,
record, you should make an espresso martini for yourself.
no, I need to sleep at night.
You can't sleep after an espresso martini?
Absolutely not.
I wish you guys could see the look he just gave me. Okay,
I can't
well,
drink coffee after noon.
I don't comprehend,
That's
so
fine. Moving on.
I'll have coffee until, like, 10 p.m. and be fine. So, now speaking of things buried in the earth, we're going to get into the
Oh,
episode.
there was a plan with that tip and trick.
No, there wasn't.
Oh.
We're actually not really even talking necessarily about anything buried. There's just it was my way of, like, going into the lost colony of Roanoke.
Oh
You know?
my gosh, I've been wanting to do this one actually.
Oh, no! Well,
No,
maybe you
no, no, I just never did it. I just it I because I keep forgetting about it, but I'm so glad that you're doing it.
I am. I actually, funny enough, had a different episode planned for today, but I'm still researching, and it was, like, making me cry, and that was just I didn't wake up in that mood today. I was like,
Yeah, I don't wanna
"Alright."
cry either, thank you.
Yeah, so I was like, "Let's switch gears and not do that." So, before Bermuda Triangle, before Salem, before Area 51, there was Roanoke, a colony of more than 100 men, women, and children vanished from the edge of the American wilderness without a trace.
Yes, yes!
I think you mean to be saying, "No, poor
I
people,"
mean I mean, yeah, that sucks, but it's a
but you're
very
excited.
interesting story, so I'm excited.
Yeah. So, no, you know why this popped up in my head, though? Like, this
No,
case? They're
no.
rebooting and bringing back the old characters from American Horror Story, and it's
Oh,
the
yes.
Salem, and didn't they talk about Roanoke in that one, or was it a different one?
Did they talk about Roanoke in Coven?
I think they did, and I think
I
they were
think it
like,
was
"Oh, they're not
mentioned.
actually lost, they just all turned into, like, witches." But I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned, but yeah, I saw that they were bringing back the cast of Coven for another, like, Coven type.
Yeah,
So, I'm
which
excited for that one.
personally was my favorite, and I'm like, I don't think I'm the only one that's like, "Ooh, I might actually watch this season because I haven't watched past when Lady Gaga joined."
That was Hotel was fun, but Coven is still my favorite.
Yeah, Kevin's mine. Okay,
Yeah.
so, a colony of men and children vanished, no trace, no bodies, no signs of battle, just one word carved into wood, Croatoan.
Croatoan.
Croatoan,
They
Croatoan.
also they also talked about this in, Supernatural.
Do they? Oh, that's so fun.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
only watched, like, 3 episodes of Supernatural, but I am going to say it did inspire a couple of my episode ideas that I have not done yet,
Huh.
so I'm excited for
Alright.
that. More than
Croatoan.
400 years Croatoan. More than 400 years later, historians, archaeologists, conspiracy theorists, and paranormal enthusiasts are still trying to answer one question.
Where'd they go? What happened?
Literally, what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? So, let's
WTF,
dive
mate?
in. Yes.
Yes.
Um, the first English child born in the Americas disappeared with the Roanoke colonists. That is just kind of a fun fact I wanted to throw in there.
Weird.
So, her name was Virginia Dare. She was born on August 18th, 1587, and then vanished from history forever. No one knows how she died. No one knows how if she survived. We know the drill. the world before Roanoke. We're gonna get into that. To understand the mystery, you have to kind of understand, obviously, the time period, because I just like to do that in case people are like, "Okay, what?" So the late 1500s were brutal. England and Spain were enemies, bitter enemies. The oceans were dangerous.
Mhm.
The New World, which is America, was still largely mysterious to Europeans, and England desperately wanted power.
Mhm.
Spain had already become rich through colonization and conquest through gold trade routes, land, influence. I didn't add in here, but I actually remember something about spices in history too. I think they also traded spices. And England
Okay.
wanted all of it. One man became obsessed with making England a global empire. His name was Sir Walter Raleigh. Raleigh was a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I. So if you're like, that name sounds really familiar, it probably is to you in some
I
way or
feel like
another.
I feel like I'm supposed to know who it is, but I have no no idea.
Sir Walter Raleigh just, I feel like, comes up every now and then, and I think it's because he's Queen Elizabeth's, like, favorite, and he dreamed of establishing England's first permanent colony in North America. Don't who don't quote me on this, but who was the, or, like, don't say I'm convincing you, but who was the guy in Pocahontas? The,
John
like,
Smith.
the evil one with the pink, red
Oh, what is his
captain.
name? It'll come to me. Keep
Okay.
going.
I was just curious. So, um, but there was one problem. Nobody really understood the land they were trying to settle on. So to the English, America was both kind of a promise and a nightmare and a mystery. And I just lost my spot in my notes. I don't
Of
do
course
that.
it was a mystery. It's like we've never explored the areas.
Yeah.
There's people that we've never seen before,
Yeah. And
different
maps were
culture. Maps
incomplete.
hadn't really been done.
Yeah, supplies often vanished, and then
And
disease
mhm,
spread quickly.
that too. And I just think of Appalachia too, like if they're anywhere near there, I'm like, what happened there?
Mhm. Really still push forward with all of that, even though they were aware of some of that stuff happening.
Mhm.
And in 1584, he sent explorers to survey the coast of what is now North Carolina. They found
Oh,
an
okay.
island, beautiful and with forest, surrounded by dangerous waters and marshland. It was called Roanoke Island, and it would become one of the most told stories. And we'll even get into some of the, like, how it's been used in pop culture
I didn't know it was
later.
an island.
So, I didn't know either, but think, like, marshes. I even think of, like, Louisiana and how, like,
Kinda like that kinda situation where it was, like, separated, but not like an island, just like you have to kinda go out a little bit.
yeah, so that's how I picture it. What's hard is the earth has kinda changed, but the way they talk about it is kind of like marshland surrounded also by, like, water, but it's in North Carolina. It's not, like,
Yeah, so, like, it was
middle
like
of
if
the
it was
Pacific Ocean island.
yeah, yeah, but I didn't realize that I didn't think that it was just an area that was surrounded completely by water.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
know that
I
either.
thought it was just like a piece of land. I
Just
obviously and
a
clearly have not done any research on Roanoke, so
It's okay. Just a piece of good. Just a piece of land. So, the first English attempt to settle in Roanoke actually happened in 1585, which I think I knew this, but I forgot, and this didn't go well.
so
There was
why
a
would they
first
why would they go
attempt.
back? Let's try again.
Um, the settlers struggled with food shortages almost immediately. They depended heavily on local indigenous tribes for survival, particularly Um, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put indigenous people here because I don't wanna mess this up. It's
That's okay.
Algonquin
You said you weren't gonna
speaking.
try and say it.
I know, indigenous people. So one of the most important indigenous allies was named, Manteo. Manteo belonged to the Croatoan people
Okay.
and actually traveled to England with explorers before returning to America. And he became a translator, like diplomat and cultural bridge between the English settlers and local tribes.
Oh,
But tensions actually rose quickly.
interesting.
Um, some English colonists viewed indigenous communities with suspicion and arrogance, so violence erupted and distrust spread because it's just what often happened. The first settlement collapsed within a year. Many of the colonists actually abandoned the island and returned to England, but Raleigh refused to give up.
They were like, "We're going home. Home,
Yeah.
home. England home.
Yeah. Like, not America home, we're just going back to where
We
we
gotta
came
go because this is too hard. I did not sign up
Mhm.
for this."
In 1587, 1585 was the first one. It failed
Yes.
within a year.
And Raleigh was like,
15
"Bye, everybody. You guys can go, but I'm gonna stick around."
Yeah. But then in 1587, a second group arrived. So 2 years later, take 2.
I
This
don't think
time Huh?
I don't think 2 years is gonna change very much.
Well, this time actually was different for the most part.
Sure. They
I
didn't
mean,
seem to survive.
well, so the second colony, this new expedition was not just soldiers or adventurers, it also included families,
Oh,
women, children, craftsmen, laborers.
okay. So maybe they would have a better shot of surviving.
Right. Okay, so people intending to build permanent lives are who settled here.
Okay.
The group was led by the artist and Governor John White.
Okay.
He was actually a map maker whose illustrations became some of the earliest visual records of indigenous life in North America. He also brought his pregnant daughter, Eleanor Dare, and soon gave birth to Virginia Dare.
It's the connection of dare.
Yeah. So the settlers landed in July of 1587. Immediately, problems began. The colony lacked supplies.
Oh no, not a supply issue again.
Yeah. Relations with some indigenous groups were strained from earlier violence, and food
Mm,
became scarce.
I could see earlier violence causing issue with the indigenous tribes, yeah.
Yeah. It is said the settlers begged John White to actually sail back to England for help.
Can we please leave? Can we go? Can we just
Yeah.
we don't want to be here anymore.
I mean, can we get out of here? This place is weird.
We hate this.
Well, White hesitated because his daughter and newborn granddaughter would remain behind.
Wait,
So,
where's the husband? Did the husband not come?
he's not mentioned well. I didn't do a deep dive on her, but he's not mentioned
That's
well
that's
enough that I was like,
that's fair. Just like it just sounds to me like she's a single mom. And I'm like, that's
yeah,
definitely not possible in 1587. They were like, "You're keeping your husband, you don't get divorces."
right. Or she just left him to get settled first.
Oh, and he's gonna come later, I guess. Maybe.
Well, he did eventually agree. He promised he would return as quickly as you
As
can,
quickly as you can, sailing across the Atlantic Ocean.
especially then. So
I'll be back soon ish.
that promise would haunt him forever, as
Fair.
we now know.
Yep.
The journey John White sailed back in England. So this at this point is late 1587.
Oh, after he got back.
Right.
Okay.
But like as he's sailing back and getting back is late 1587, but Europe exploded into chaos. England was actually preparing for war with Spain. The infamous Spanish Armada threatened to do an invasion, and Queen Elizabeth ordered ships to be seized,
so
military use.
so he got back to England and they said, "Well, you can't leave now. We're taking your boat."
White became trapped in England.
Oh God, I'm so glad the internet exists.
You know. Well, days turned into months, months turned into years.
Years? Oh God.
He's all, "I'll be back soon." Years later.
Several years later.
Yeah. Imagine that torment. He's just like,
He's like, they're gonna kill me when I get there. And his
yeah,
daughter was there with her kid.
with their baby.
Yeah.
So his family was stranded across an ocean in an unstable colony, and literally there's nothing he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, in 1590,
3 years later.
3 years later, White secured passage back to Roanoke. He
Nobody was
arrived
there.
on August 18th. Ironically, this is Virginia Dare's birthday.
Oh, yeah, I did not draw those two parallels.
Right.
Huh.
So, when White and his crew approached the colony, something obviously felt wrong. There was no smoke, no movement, no voices.
No
The sun.
sound. That'd be the eeriest thing.
Can you imagine, like, finally getting there after years and then being like,
And be like, why do I not hear any nothing?
"Oh, no." Yeah. The settlements were abandoned. Houses had been dismantled carefully, though, not really, like, destroyed. So, there's no bodies, like we said, no signs of battle. What?
So they found like the houses were dismantled and then just left dismantled on the ground? Like they were left
No,
there?
sorry. They were just gone.
Okay, so like the houses they were like, we're taking this and we're probably going somewhere with them.
But
But there was
how
no
they
sign.
know that it wasn't, like, destroyed is there was no, like, debris or anything left behind. It seemed like they were just, like, dismantled and taken.
Yeah, like it was like, okay, well, we're gonna pack this up and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no signs of bodies, like I said. The colonists had simply vanished. No blood, no graves, nothing. While White searched desperately, and then he found the word Croatoan
Croat.
carved into a wooden post. Nearby, the letters Crow were carved into a tree.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is kind of where things get a little bit more eerie. Before White had left earlier, the colonists had agreed on a plan. If they relocated somewhere else voluntarily, they would carve the name of their destination.
So that's what the carving could have signified. But since we're talking about it, I'm gonna go on a ledge and say that's not what happened.
Well, they said if they were in danger, they would carve a Maltese cross beside the message.
What's a Maltese cross?
Um, Let me see if I can find one.
So if they were gonna go somewhere as a colony together and leave that area they were supposed to carve the
Their
name of where they were
destination.
going on it. So and if then they were in danger, they would write where they were going and a cross.
Yeah. This one.
Oh, that cross. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I know like anyone who looks it up would recognize it. It was often used on like shield plates and stuff. I think it's like St. John or something, I don't know. So there was no cross, which suggested something maybe chilling, but maybe not. Maybe they left willingly
Yeah.
and just joined the Roanoke tribe.
The Croatoan tribe.
Croatoan. I just combined the two.
Roanoke?
Croatoan tribe, or um, so like maybe they were still alive.
Yeah, and they actually went to be with the indigenous tribe that had been helping them out.
Yeah,
Or
maybe
they were gonna
Croatoan wasn't a warning.
yeah, or settle nearby or something.
Right. At the time, Croatoan, I just want to reference this, was both an island and the indigenous people. Today,
Mm.
Croatoan Island is known as uh, Hatteras Island. It's located roughly 50 miles south of Roanoke, and importantly, the Croatoan people were considered friendlier towards the English than like many of other neighboring tribes.
Well, okay.
And Mateo himself was Croatoan. So White immediately believed that the colonists had relocated there.
Yeah. That was the
Um,
agreed upon that's the carving you're supposed to look at and then follow.
Right. Basically the crew, because of, like, after the storm travelings, the, like, ship was battered, anchors were kind of lost. It's the end of the year,
Mhm.
although to us it doesn't necessarily feel that way now, but, like, this is September is pretty late. You don't necessarily wanna be, like, sailing back in the middle of winter.
Yeah, you don't
So
go and do stuff.
the crew basically refused to continue the search for them, and John White was forced to leave, and he would never return to Roanoke again.
What? Okay, so he leaves, he's gone for 3 years, comes back, finds nobody, he's like, "Can we please find these people?" And then the crew's like, "No, we're out. You come with us or not."
And he just goes, "Yes."
Sure.
So, yeah, can you imagine, like, that
That's
freaking guilt you'll
crazy.
probably have forever?
Yeah. Oh, he did not sleep well for the rest of his life.
So he left his daughter, his
Yes.
granddaughter, and over
Yes.
100 colonists.
Uh-huh. He was like, "Bye."
Yeah, maybe he was haunted.
I
Okay.
bet if I had died or whatever, and I saw so and so come back and then leave again, I'd be following them for sure.
Yeah.
Latched.
So now we're going to get into some of the theories.
'Cause that's the only answer we have. That's all we know.
I really love doing these too.
I hate it, but I'm okay with it because I knew it was coming when you said that we were gonna do this.
Yeah. Roanoke true theories kinda, in my perception, transforms from kind of a tragedy to a possible legend. Because over 4 centuries, countless theories have honestly emerged. Some reasonable, some are, like, completely bizarre. I'm just giving you a heads up. Theory 1, assimilation with the indigenous tribes.
Did they not go check in with the tribes to be like, "Hey, you got
Uh,
our people?" Like, why would you not go check in?
they were just like, "We out, you coming?" And
That
he was
would've
like, "Yeah."
answered so many questions if you went to the Croatoan people and been like, "Were they here?"
Uh-huh.
Like, "Okay,
So, obviously, this is the leading theory, including among historians,
yeah, I accept."
just like we did it. The idea is
Yeah,
simple, the colonists integrated with nearby indigenous communities to survive.
and they carved on the tree Croatoan, which is if they were going
That's where they
somewhere.
were going.
Clear, yes,
It
okay.
does make sense.
Yeah,
The
I accept.
settlers were starving, supplies were low,
Yeah,
they lack survival skills. The Croatoan people knew the land.
right, that's the answer. That's it, cool, thank
Right.
you.
Um,
Thank
Archaeologists have uncovered European artifacts on Hatteras Island,
Oh, yes.
including tools, metalworking evidence suggesting English presence among indigenous communities. Some
Okay.
researchers believe these discoveries strongly support like the assimilation.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are even historical accounts from like later English settlers claiming they encountered indigenous people with gray eyes or like European kind of features. That's not saying they did, or sorry, that's not saying that assimilation was for sure the only way that happened, 'cause people can get gray eyes in different ways, but it's just something they thought was interesting.
Mhm.
Some oral traditions among tribes in the area also spoke of white settlers joining indigenous communities.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps the most compelling detail of all, the colonists left no signs of violence. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was no mass graves, like no burned settlement, like
They were dismantled.
literally no evidence of slaughter. It was like looked organized and planned. Like you said, like they literally were like, we're taking this with us.
Yeah.
Theory 2. Starvation and disease. Um obviously this is less dramatic, but, like, horrifying. Scientists studying, like, the tree rings discovered that Roanoke colonists arrived during, like, one of the worst droughts in centuries.
During a drought.
Yeah. So crops likely failed, fishing may have become difficult because of low water, obviously.
Mhm.
Food shortages, disease could have spread. Basically, it would have been a small, struggling colony, and they could disappear kind of fast, especially if survivors, like, scattered.
There would be bodies, and they
That's what
wouldn't be dismantling houses.
that's what I think. I literally think the same thing unless they were, like, dismantling them for, like and burning them for, like, something, but
But wouldn't you see big burn piles?
yeah, you're right. Theory 3, they were killed.
There was no sign of violence.
So, this suggests that the colonists were massacred, possibly by hostile indigenous groups, possibly by the Spanish.
I don't have any evidence to back that up.
The Spanish considered English colonies a threat to their power in the Americas,
Yeah,
and at the time there was a war.
yeah.
Spain actively destroyed rival settlements.
Destroyed, not
Yeah.
dismantled.
Well, some historians wondered if Spanish forces traveled north from Florida to eliminate the colony, but the evidence is thin.
Yeah.
There was no signs of violent destruction, makes
Hmm.
it kind of less likely for a massive attack.
Yeah,
Yeah. Revenge is possible, though. We have to keep it open.
but you wouldn't dismantle someone's house.
I know, I literally wrote, but if violence occurred, why dismantle the houses
Yeah,
carefully?
yeah, and, like, then there would also be signs of struggle and, like, blood and bodies and clothes and scattered things and unless they
Something Something that did pop in my head is if they maybe wanted it to seem like the Croatoan people did it.
But how would they know that they were supposed to carve the name of the location they were supposed to go
They
unless they have
wouldn't, but just that being carved doesn't necessarily mean that that's, like, why it was carved there.
That is true, but then but if there are no other, like, colonies or any other areas where names of indigenous tribes are just carved into trees, and that's, like, really the only place that it is, that would to me, would signal that they did what they were supposed to do and carved the name of the place where they were going into a tree.
I fully agree with you. So,
Okay.
theory 4 I wish I could be devil's advocate for this. I can't.
You can't. I'm
No.
sorry, the evidence is pointing to that they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, it just seems silly, like, they're also not particularly known for, like, I kinda think not leaving warning signs. I feel like Spain would be like, "Don't settle here. This has us
Yeah,
written
and they
all
would
over it."
just leave bodies askew and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would think.
Yeah.
So theory number 4, the colonists tried to sail home.
On what?
Well, so this theory sounds almost impossible, is what I
Okay.
actually wrote. Some believed that the colonists attempted to build or repair boats and sail back to England from their, like, little huts and stuff.
Okay. So then my question would then be, I could see you dismantling a house to try and build a boat,
Yeah,
but then on shore you would see where the boat was unless you didn't know where they were. Well, okay, maybe I
right.
could see it.
So families would have been, like you just said, kind of packed in,
Yeah.
crossing the Atlantic Ocean
And they could have racked easily.
without modern navigation
Uh-huh.
and limited supplies. So
Yep.
that's if they attempted it, they'd likely vanish at sea.
Then why would you carve a Croatoan into a tree?
Yeah. Okay. Theory 5. I know. The inland relocation theory. This theory became especially popular after a fascinating discovery.
Oh, do tell.
In 2012, researchers examining one of John White's old maps found a hidden symbol beneath a patch of the map. The symbol appeared to indicate a fort inland near Albemarle. That's how I think it's pronounced. Sound region.
Okay.
Maybe Albemarle, but I think it's just Albemarle Sound region. This led archaeologists to a known area as Site X. Their researchers uncovered English pottery, artifacts, possibly linked to Roanoke settlers.
Possibly.
And the colony could have split apart. Maybe one group went to Croatoan and maybe another went inland. Maybe the colonists attempted multiple survival strategies. So this theory kind of actually explains several mysteries at once.
Yeah. I mean, I could see people being like, well, I want to do this, and other people being like, well, I want to do that. And then they're like,
Yeah,
well, fine, we'll all just go and do our own things then. Good luck to you. Goodbye.
right. It feels like a human thing.
It's very human. Like this group of people and these families are so close. Like, well, we're gonna go do this. You should come with us. And they're like,
Yeah,
no, but we're gonna go do this. You should go. And no. And so they just
yeah,
split. So maybe somebody did carve in Croatoan, and some of them did go to be with the indigenous people, and then maybe the other people did go to another like settler area.
right. Theory 6. The supernatural explanations. Now we enter the truly peculiar side of the mystery. So, Roanoke became fertile ground for paranormal theories.
Yes.
Some claim the colony was cursed.
Yes.
Others believe demonic forces actually haunt the island. There are legends about ghostly colonists wandering the woods near Roanoke Island, phantom children, disembodied voices, shadow figures. Some paranormal enthusiasts actually have even linked like the disappearance of portals or interdimensional phenomena. Yep. I know how you're looking at me, but there's also
Mm,
alien theorists too.
okay.
According to fringe theories, strange lights were seen in the sky. The colonists vanished completely.
Who wrote about the sightings in the sky?
Of course, there is no evidence supporting extraterrestrial involvement,
Yeah.
but mysteries attract imagination.
Yes.
And,
Yes. I'm more.
and
I'm. But there.
I know you're leaning towards theory number one.
Yes.
If anyone is surprised by that, so Roanoke may be one of the greatest blank spaces in American history. And naturally, people want to fill that void, Nathan.
Yeah, I get that.
Naturally.
I get that. But see, the thing that I never knew that you told me was that they did make an agreement that if they were going somewhere, they would put where they were going carved into a tree.
Mhm.
I never knew that. Now, if I had known that before we did this episode, I would have been like, oh, they went to go live with the indigenous people. End of story. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, now you know. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Um, so we're gonna get into the Dare Stones.
What's a dare stone?
I actually had no idea what this was, so
I'm
I'm glad you
confused.
asked.
Why is there more?
In the 1930s, a man claimed he discovered a stone in Georgia containing a message supposedly carved by Eleanor Dare herself.
Interesting.
The message claimed the colonists suffered attacks, many died. Oh, I forgot. Eleanor's husband was killed.
Okay.
He was there. I forgot, like,
Oh,
barely.
okay. Her husband was there and he got killed. Perfect.
Yeah,
That
so
answers the
I put
question.
that in there, but I, like, when you asked me that, I was like, "Oh, shoot, did I not do research?" I did, he dies.
Okay.
Um, said this guy, but other than this, just for the record for anyone, he's not really mentioned. And this is just, like, one person being like, the Dare Stones."
Okay.
So, at this time. And then it said survivors moved inland.
Okay.
Over time, dozens more Dare Stones appeared. That's what they call them. Most historians believe they were elaborate hoaxes, but controversy obviously remains. Some researchers think at least one may have been authentic.
Yeah. The
If
first one.
true, if true, they could represent the only like direct words ever recovered from
Yeah.
the lost colonists.
Because they never found anything else. Just the Croatoan.
Right.
So weird.
Now we're going into Virginia Dare, America's lost child. In case you forgot who she was. First child from England, said to be born in America. No figure from Roanoke became more legendary, obviously, than Virginia Dare. She kind of I mean, just naturally was a baby born into hope and then swallowed into a mystery.
Yeah.
So, over centuries, legend transformed her into myth. The way I think of it is like it's giving me Anastasia, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. Mhm.
So, some stories claimed she became a white deer spirit wandering the forest.
Expecto Patronum.
Patrona! Why? Oh my god, my laugh. Why did that not even? Because he's a stag.
Yeah.
Because it's a stag.
Uh-huh.
But that is
Well,
a
Snape's is the doe
yes,
because that was Lily's.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Nathan so much. You guys just feel the love. Okay, so also like Snape does bring him to Gryffindor with like the stag. That has never fully been understood in like in my mind. How did he do you remember that scene?
Yeah, how is he there?
But also like how did the doe just like bring him to there if it's like it's a Patronus?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know, I think I never fully understood that. Anyways, let's keep going. So, maybe Virginia Dare turned into Snape's Patronus,
Uh-huh.
and a white deer spirit was wandering the forest. Others claim she survived among indigenous tribes, and there are even folk tales portraying her as a cursed or transformed through magic. Um, she became less of a historical figure and kind of more of like a ghost symbol
Yeah.
of
A
America's
mystery.
lost beginnings.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Roanoke itself kind of feels ghost-like. Like, naturally, if most people hear about the lost city of Roanoke, they're like, they all died there. They're in the lake.
Yes.
Um, so why does Roanoke still fascinate? Oh, that's the end of her tale.
Oh,
Like,
end of
some
myth.
people think she, like, transformed
And
and
some
stuff,
people think
but
she was cursed.
yeah, and she's just kind of naturally kinda tied to, like, a ghost-like feel. So, most historical mysteries, as we think, kind of get solved, but Roanoke has been one that's, like, refused to die, and I think it's because I literally think it's because it was so neatly packed up
Yes.
and taken away. And, like,
Yeah.
there's no phones, there's no rescue teams, like, nobody was coming for these people, so
Yeah.
they had to make a choice.
Yeah. And I think that's why there's such a mystery is because literally there's like, okay, well, there was no sign of danger. They're packed, but they've disappeared. It was a rough life.
Mhm.
And but I also feel like if you were to have gone and lived with Croatoan indigenous people, when you came across other people from England or other like people who were settling, would you not be like, we're from Roanoke, but we left. Don't go over there.
Right. That's what I would think.
So now I'm not knowing how I feel about that they went Croatoan.
Well, let me just bring you right back in.
Mm.
Modern archaeologists actually have continued to search, and
Roanoke.
we said archaeologist digs have actually brought up European tools, metalworking residue,
Oh, okay.
ceramics, weapons, which strongly suggests European settlers lived among Croatoan communities.
Yes.
DNA studies
There's
have
DNA.
also attempted to trace descendants. Oh, no conclusion has been reached.
Dang it. You
I
gave a
know.
little bit of hope there.
That's what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
So really I think the tragedy was on John White because he's just like often
That poor guy.
he's really like the saddest story because he left, he didn't want to, brought his daughter and her future baby and husband, left, and then
I'll
was
be
like,
back soon.
"I'll be right back," and it's years later. So he obviously lost his family.
Mhm.
Um, Basically everyone he cared about was on that boat that
Yep.
he left, and then he kinda spent the rest of his life without closure.
Ugh.
Just
Poor
one word,
man.
Croatoan.
Croatoan. Yeah.
But I'm also like, why didn't you just go there?
Just go there.
Yeah.
Unless it was
So
far, but it couldn't be that far. They had been helping them.
right. Roanoke, as we know, with American Horror Story, has inspired novels, horror films,
Mm-hmm.
paranormal documentaries, conspiracy theories, and TV shows like American Horror Story. Why I just want to mention that. I wasn't originally going to go into like any pop culture. I just want to mention that because if you are visiting like a novel, horror film, or something, and this is talked about, just don't like automatically believe the full story. For anyone listening, it's just I don't know. There's so much more to it that you can find than what I have even like I put in here like the story.
Yeah.
There's so much more like horror and stuff that just like really expands it, and just I don't know. I kind of want to bring people to reality to remember like
We don't know.
we don't know. Yeah.
We don't know.
So yeah, that is the story of Roanoke, the
Cool.
Lost Colony.
Thank
What
you
are
for
your final
sharing.
thoughts?
I still think they went Croatoan.
So do I.
That's what I think. I think that they went there and then Mr. Dude was like, maybe he was pressured to not. I mean, if he said that he searched, why would he not go there just to see? That's
So
why I don't understand.
that's the part that doesn't sit with me. If he's like
Desperate.
it almost felt like he was just like, nah, they would not go to Croatoan. Like
Right.
it's giving me like, no way, they wouldn't do that. Like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Peace out. So maybe he's not the tragedy in there. Like I don't know how great of a guy this dude was. Like even for those times, maybe he was considered great. But I don't know. It just seems so weird that he wouldn't just stay then
And go there.
and go.
Yeah. I don't know. Super
Yeah.
weird. But thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah, of course. I just want to give a couple of sources I use. The Britannica, the Lost Colony of Roanoke, was used. There's also a Lost Colony overview, which is very helpful. I know usually I feel like I don't encounter that, and that was pretty cool. History.com also did what happened to the Lost Colony of Roanoke, but I got a lot of my research from National Geographic search for the Lost Colony, particularly like some of that end stuff. And then People Magazine did a new Roanoke theory, which is like kind of where that one that's like believable of them going inland and why, or possibly splitting. That's where that one comes from.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it. Thanks
Cool.
for hanging.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
Good.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on That's Peculiar today. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on That's Peculiar. We appreciate your continued love and support. You can support our podcast even more by going to that'speculiar.buzzsprout.com and clicking the support link. You can support us for as little as $3 a month.